Hey ladies, what's up?
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to Girlfriends Happy Hour. I'm Monica.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Melanie. Thanks for joining us. We saved a seat at the bar for you.
Yes, we did.
Right here.
I feel like I'm reading a script. Welcome. Here we are again, kicking off season 2.
Isn't that correct? Are we calling it?
I don't know. I guess.
Well, I guess now maybe we should.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
we just labeled it that way.
Kinda labeled it, didn't it?
I don't
Bam,
like
so
labels. I live my life without labels.
You know what? As should everyone.
You're like one of those people, I carry no cash. Who are you, the fucking queen? Like,
That's you. You don't.
It
Oh
is
wait,
me.
no. You carry all cash. You don't use your cards.
I don't.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
It's probably the smart way to go.
no.
Yeah.
Got a pretty high credit card, so just.
Oh.
That's a
Well,
whole-
that's different then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant you just didn't use cards in general.
But anyways, we're Girlfriends Happy Hour.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Glad to have
Yes.
you.
Yeah, thank you. We are here today in the podcast lounge, and it is very cold out.
Yes, it is.
Last week it was super hot.
Yep.
Last week I was sitting by your pool.
That's right.
Guy.
Oh,
I don't
Michigan.
know.
I'm rolling sweaters. It's just rough.
It's like
It's Michigan.
overcast
Yeah.
and chilly and kind of drizzly,
Yep.
spitting some rain. So we so for our cocktail of the day,
Mm-hmm.
I thought let's do a coffee bar.
Delicious.
So
yes, love it.
so I made some fresh coffee, and then Monica goes, "Is it decaf?" I'm like, no, sorry. I asked you if coffee was okay.
Monica gets up very early.
She gets up very early, so I quick made some decaf for her. So
Thank
I
you.
am drinking. I think we all ended up with the same thing. I'm drinking Jameson and coffee or Irish whiskey. So I'm having an Irish coffee.
Yeah.
Yum.
Yep. I did the same.
Yep. So Ashley and I are having our nice hot Irish coffees, and Monica has hers over ice.
Yep.
With the same thing though.
Exactly.
All right.
Yes.
So I didn't need to pull out all these different liquors
Well,
and
you know.
things and
Sometimes it's the simple ones that just make you happy.
It's nice to look at the options, though.
It
yeah.
is.
Yeah, exactly. And then you could just think about, well, maybe next time I might pop a little what's that? The fire whiskey. What's that over there? Jack Daniel's fire whiskey over there. Give it a little extra spice next time.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
That sounds good.
So what have you guys been up to? Keeping busy this week?
You know what? I am very busy now, working 2 jobs.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So I work like 55 hours a week. Try to get a workout in every day and, just live my life. And it's, wow, it's a struggle.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it.
Well, so yeah, you get up super early and go to
Yes,
your
I do.
radio job.
Do morning radio, go home, got a few hours in between, and then I go to job number 2, which is at Medi Weight Loss, which is all over the country. We have one branch here in Michigan, hoping to get another one. And these people are amazing. They helped me lose 60 pounds, kept it
So-
off, and then they hired me. So now I work there too.
Exactly.
Well, you're the perfect spokesperson. I mean,
Uh,
really, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
it works.
it did. Yep. It's amazing. So I
Good
got a
for
lot
you.
of my friends going and doing it, and it's a good thing.
Yeah.
for you.
Well,
So-
I started doing it
Yep.
and I lost about 10 pounds so
Yep.
far.
And
And
through you, we got other friends doing it, and friends have told
Yes.
friends, and friends of friends, and radio friends, and
Man, they're so happy they had you join. They're
yeah.
just bringing in the people.
I know. It's like every time I walk in and they've hired someone new, they're like, she's the reason you've got a job here. So I think all my listeners are just thrilled to see me actually succeeding in a weight loss program. So
well, you
what?
have tried a few.
Yeah. And 60 pounds, that's a crap ton of weight. That's
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
off your knees and that sort of
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, I feel really good.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, like we had talked about before, I moved this summer and just picking up boxes and thinking about like just some of the 30-pound things I've picked up. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
To
if
think
double
that you were
that on my
Yeah.
knees.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine your heart?
Yeah.
Going, thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm working so
much
hard.
for that. So
Oh, well,
Yeah.
yeah, I've got a few more for sure to lose. But it's nice on my thyroid medication has
Yes.
helped, and then going to Medi Weight Loss and
Yep.
doing this specific type of eating plan that they give you, and then they also give you some pills and things that kind of help you,
Yeah.
vitamins and stuff. I don't
tips
even know.
and exercise tips.
I
and
just
it's
take 'em.
just they're wonderful. It's
I just take them. They tell me what to do.
They tell me what
it's
to
a
do
good
when I
place.
eat them.
It's a good place.
So yeah. I have a second job actually too. So I'm a realtor. So that's really fun. I really like I get to meet so many different people and do a lot of things and just help them because I'm a helper.
Yes, you are.
I've always been in the service industry.
Yep.
And then I'm also working for our township. I'm going to try to coordinate this. I'm going to coordinate a database of companies and things that need volunteers, 501c3 charity organizations or township or like the schools. And when they're looking for volunteers for events, and then coordinate them with the people who wish to donate their time and energy and talents.
And that's such an amazing thing too, because there'll be so many people going, well, I did this weekend and helped bag up food. I'm like, well, I would do that. How come I didn't know about that?
Yes.
So I think that's a wonderful thing that you'll be the liaison for that.
And I'd be like, what? Oh, I just binge watched Netflix this weekend.
Yeah. So what did you do? Well, I was helping at the soup kitchen and I was packing backpacks for children to have food over the weekend. What did you do, Monica? I've been watching the originals nonstop on Netflix. So there's more to life than that. So I'm looking forward to you and your new venture. So you can pull me out of my house every now and then and take the phone away.
That's still fun though.
Oh yeah, you definitely got to do that. You gotta have a day once in a while where you don't get out of your jammies and you just snuggle in, watching
I would love to have
your
that
favorite
day.
show. So our friend Renee got you hooked on the originals, right?
Well, it's because I watched the Vampire Diaries,
right?
And then this is sort of a sequel of the Vampire Diaries, and now the originals is done. I haven't watched them all yet, but it's done, and then there's going to be a spin-off from that.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Wow. Have you watched The Handmaid's Tale?
Oh, I love that.
No, but my daughter keeps saying, you've got to watch this, Mom. She's obsessed with it.
I am obsessed. I have watched the first season through twice. And I just started it less than a month ago. And I watched
you watched the second season.
I watched
too,
the
right?
first. Yeah, I watched the second
Yeah.
season too. And then I went back and watched the first one again. It is so well done in so many different ways. Like, I can't even, I'm obsessed with it. And it's such a, it's just well written, but it's like heartbreaking to watch, but it's like empowering at the same time. It's hard to explain. You have to watch it, but it's so good.
I think I mentioned it. I'm like, you need to watch The Handmaid's Tale. That's a total different thing for me to tell Ashley she needs to watch something. Usually she's the one recommending really good things. It's so disturbing. I will be binge watching. I'm like, okay, I got to turn it off. It's freaking me out.
To go somewhere and clear my mind.
It's tough. I mean, each episode you just kind of feel like it might uplift you a little bit at some point, but then usually I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's so heavy when I finish each episode. So
it's like a gut punch.
Yeah,
like they have to give you some relief. It's like that whole thing where it's like, oh, I just want to see something good happen. Like season 2, I think there was a lot of gut punches in that.
There was a lot of gut punches, less uplifting in season 2, which is why it was rough. And season 2 ended with a gut punch. So I don't know. I really do think everyone should watch it. You, Monica, I think you should watch it. It's great. It is tough. But being a woman, I feel like you should just watch it because you're a woman. I don't know how else to, it's just.
Well, I'm excited for season 3 of Stranger Things.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Because your Melanie's daughter Emily is going to be going down to Orlando, and for Halloween and a little bit before and after Halloween, they're having a Stranger Things exhibit there. The house, you can go through the whole house. They have the Byers house. Is
Byers.
That where she lives?
Will Byers.
Yeah.
Will Byers. Yep.
And they've got the Christmas lights on the wall, and they have you can go into the Upside Down if you know about the show. You know what that is, and the Demi Gordon.
And if you don't, you can flash back to one of our previous episodes talking about Stranger Things, and you can learn all about it.
Yeah.
All about season 2.
Yep.
It's a fun one to watch. I like that one a lot.
It's a great show.
Yep.
I would love that. Yeah, Emily and I were going to go down together, and her boyfriend was going at the same time. I'm like, that's cool because it's a break during school. And they're like, can she spend some time with us? And I'm like, absolutely, and then I'm finding out like she was going to maybe have a day or two with me, and she was going to spend the rest of the time with him and his family, who I adore, great people.
Yes.
But I was like, well, why am I going now? So I decided to do another trip down and visit my parents and take my daughter and one of my sons and just do a whole different day with them and my dad because we want to go to Universal, to Harry Potter World.
Yes.
That is where
best.
And I definitely want to go. So I want to go with Emily, and my other son Noah wants to go, and my dad said he wants to go. So I'm like, well, definitely
Yeah.
we'll
Universal
go to make another trip.
And Islands of Adventure is so much better than going to Disney World or
Yeah.
Yeah.
It blows all the parks away. It's just so much fun.
I used to say, I've never been to Disney World, but a couple weeks ago I was at my sister's and with my parents there, and we had all these old photos and we're looking through them, and I said, well, where's this? And they said, Disney World. We went a couple times. I'm like, really? I don't remember.
How old were you?
14. I don't know.
It was last year, but
but pretty little. Yeah, I looking in the picture, I was probably like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But we lived down there when my grandma's always lived there. So when we were little, we would go down there like 3 or 4 times a year at least, I'm sure. And then we lived there from 1st through 3rd grade, I think, and then moved back up here to Michigan. So yeah, I don't. That was probably back when I was. I don't remember a lot of things. I have
who
my
does
sister
when you're
reminds
5?
me. My sister does.
I do.
So does
Ashley
my
does,
sister.
yeah.
But my sister can't remember anything, and she gets mad. She's like, I don't remember anything.
I don't either.
Before
I
the
never
age
have.
of like 7 or 8.
In my entire life, no.
You know what? Maybe it's an older sibling, younger sibling thing, because all 3 of us.
Maybe.
Well, you're the oldest,
I'm
so you
oldest.
remember all that stuff. I'm the youngest of 2.
Yeah.
Monica's the middle
well-adjusted
child.
middle child.
The well-adjusted.
I remember
I
being.
remember
Debatable.
nothing.
I remember being 3, turning 4. I remember my 4th birthday. That's pretty young.
That is
Good
super
Lord.
young.
I can't remember even. No,
No, I
I
remember.
barely remember what I ate for dinner last night, let alone what I did when I was 4.
I remember probably a 14-year-old birthday when we had a party in our unfinished basement. See, that's the thing. When I grew up, nobody had finished basements and fancy stuff. We like threw down a rug and a couch and a little black and white TV with rabbit ears in the basement and called it our lounge,
Rec room.
the
Yeah.
rec room. And I remember, so we all decided we were going to go out and TP these houses, right? So we're getting together and I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta go sneak the toilet paper out, right? And my mom comes down and she's like totally like, eagle eyeing all of us, like, okay, you kids go have fun, because we were gonna like trick or treat. Maybe it was a Halloween party.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, bye. And then we file out and I go, okay, I'm gonna sneak back in and I'm gonna get the toilet paper. So I go back in and my mom immediately is right there. She's like, what are you doing? And I thought like she was just being annoying, but she must have freaking known
knew.
what the hell.
I got caught by my dad. We were doing the same thing. I was sneaking out, and I thought I'd be really sneaky into my Halloween costume. In the chest area, I put all these eggs so we could egg cars.
no.
My dad gave me, come here, let me give you a hug. Crash. There all them. Like,
Gotcha.
I'm like, okay, I'll see you. And he goes, you have fun tonight. Thanks, Dad.
Thanks.
Oh, that's
Great.
hilarious. See, my mom she always knew when I was TPing, and she didn't care that I was doing something that was possibly trespassing / vandalism. It was more that like, toilet paper costs money.
Yeah.
Didn't care about the act itself.
That's 2-ply, baby. You're putting up
Exactly.
those trees.
It wasn't about the act itself. It was about that I was wasting money.
Yeah.
2-ply. You're wasting
That
2-ply.
would probably be me with my
That's-
kids too.
Yeah,
Be
sounds
like,
about
"Go
right.
ahead."
I'm like,
Use
I don't care.
this. Use the cheap stuff.
Exactly.
Although in my old neighborhood, we used to like TP each other just for fun. Like,
Yeah.
like, oh, you didn't show up to the party tonight?
Exactly.
Guess what's happening to you?
God. I remember those mornings when my dad would knock on the door. Some of your friends stopped by last night. Time to get up. And I'd look out front. I'm like, oh, crap. He'd have the ladder. Here you go. I'm like, thanks, Dad.
Oh, it's so mean. Well, yeah, that makes me think, because I'm looking out the window at all that spitting rain and stuff. One of the stories I thought maybe we could talk about, I've got a spooky story about a lighthouse.
Yes.
So we live in Michigan.
Yeah.
If you're first time listeners, we live in Michigan and we kind of like it here. If
We
you've
do.
been, as Ashley said last time, if you've been a long time listener, sorry. Yes, we love Michigan.
Yep.
But we have a lot of coastline, tons of
Lots of
coastline here in
coastline.
Michigan. I think I had read somewhere there's like around 3,000 miles of coastline here.
Yeah.
And
It's beautiful. Michigan's
it's
just
beautiful. It's gorgeous.
beautiful.
A lot of that coastline is rocky and inaccessible. And so there's a lot of lighthouses too. So we have a lot of lighthouses and a lot of haunted lighthouses.
Yes. I think every lighthouse is haunted now. For every time I read something about a lighthouse, it's up for sale and it's not in use anymore, but they're going to rent it if you want to stay there, but it's haunted. Like, no,
But it's haunted.
No thanks.
They must have lighthouse tours of like haunted lighthouse tours.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
I'm sure they must. So yeah. Well, of course, Ashley said they do. So I agree with her.
They do.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you guys if you could answer a few questions.
I'm ready.
So we know we have a lot of lighthouses, but which state has the most lighthouses?
Maine.
Michigan.
Maine.
You guys are always jumping the gun. It's a multiple choice question.
Okay.
Oh, okay, Melanie, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it Maine?
Maine.
Is it Hawaii? Is it Michigan?
Michigan.
Or is it California?
It's Michigan.
Maine.
Michigan.
I knew it.
Damn it.
Ashley and
I still think it's
competitive.
Maine. I say Maine.
No, it's
Actually,
I'm
just
just
Maine. We're gonna believe that.
Okay.
I couldn't find the actual number. I saw like over 120 somewhere. I saw over 150 somewhere else.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of fucking lighthouses.
There
We'll
are.
just say
Lots
that.
of them.
Yeah. Most of which are haunted.
Yeah. So, okay, I have another trivia question for you. Where was the first lighthouse in America? Was it in Maine, South Carolina, New York, or was it Boston?
South Carolina.
I'll say Maine again.
You love Maine.
I do.
It was Boston.
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 Yeah.
Boston.
You got it?
Boston.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you like them apples?
As soon as I was like trying to quote Good Will Hunting, and I was
Get in the car.
get in the car.
Get in the car now.
Give me my burger sandwich.
You gonna give
I
me my
want
burger?
my burger sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
The first lighthouse in America was at Boston on Little Brewster Island. The first keeper was George Worthylake, who was drowned along with his wife and daughter when returning to the island in 1718.
He drowned?
He drowned. I bet that one's haunted.
Yeah, since he drowned.
The original tower was destroyed by the British and eventually reconstructed in 1784.
Huh.
Wow, that's really interesting. And I'm just want to tell you guys, I got this from this Lighthouse Facts, United States Lighthouse Facts, some kind of website here.
How do we think lighthouses are like active a whole lot anymore? Do we need them as much as we used to?
No, most of them are shut down because of
Just
Yeah.
everything, all
Yeah.
the technology we have nowadays.
exactly
We don't really
sonar,
need a
radar,
light
all
beacon.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's something. It says, what was the total number of lighthouses in America? There were never more than about 850 lighthouses in operation at once, although about 1,500 were constructed in this country over the years, the heyday being about 1910. There were 267 constructed on the U.S. shores of the Great Lakes. So, of
Wow.
course, it's not just Michigan, but it's the Great Lakes. Michigan had the most. See, this one says the most with about 140, followed by Maine with about 80.
See, we're both right.
Oh, okay. So then this goes on to say, and who knows when this was written, but it says state with the most lighthouses, Michigan with 124. Depending on definitions, the number may be about 130. Because some of those you picture a lighthouse as
Yeah.
being this big, tall tower,
Yeah.
and then some of them are just like a house with a light
With the
on
big
top.
lights, you
Right?
just
Yeah,
don't go to the rocks.
yeah.
What was the question?
There wasn't really a question. We were just chatting.
we were just chatting. I'm sorry. I thought I was supposed to answer a
I
question, and I was like, "Well, what's the question?"
What has the most lobsters in the United States, Ashley?
Maine.
Yay!
Yay!
Ashley, yeah.
I'm right.
I don't know if that's right, but we're just gonna
We'll
say
just
it's
go
right.
with it.
We'll just fact check it later.
Yeah.
Oh, this was something I thought was really cool. Lighthouse keeping was one of the first U.S. government jobs available to women in the 19th century. So, hell yeah.
Keeping or lighthouse keeping?
Yeah, no shit.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe they glossed over that a little bit
Yeah.
about what they meant by the
Exactly.
keeping.
They
So basically,
probably
you're a
did.
maid. Yeah.
Fucking patriarchy.
Down with the patriarchy.
You've covered everything that is even remotely interesting about a lighthouse. Have you ever been in a lighthouse?
Oh, we've gone to lighthouses. Where were we? Up north. Oh my gosh, yeah, I visited a few of them over the years. You know, when we were kids, we
Yeah.
would go camping all
Yeah.
the time, and we would go to lighthouses. But Mike and I went. Where were we? I think we were probably up near Munising, and probably went to a lighthouse up there.
I think Lake Superior in its heyday had a
Oh my
ton
gosh.
of lighthouses.
Lake Superior. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go
Well,
ahead.
we're probably gonna say the exact same thing, that it's a deadly lake. It's just like a mini. It's a mini ocean where it's just very scary.
Are you the one who told me don't go kayaking at Pictured Rocks?
Well,
as did I, because family recently died there.
Oh yeah, you were the one who was saying that.
Yeah,
Because
even in life jackets.
yeah.
Because hypothermia.
well, so I went kayaking mid-July, or maybe early July,
On Lake
but
Superior.
on Lake Superior, I went
Whoa.
kayaking Pictured Rocks. It was like a 6-hour tour. And we probably shouldn't have gone that day because it was too choppy.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a life jacket, but the water was 25 degrees.
Yeah.
And that was
July.
warm for July.
And that's
I
what
mean,
kills
honestly,
you.
that was like decent for July, especially out where we were. And it was a struggle. And it was rough. And I kept thinking like, they should have canceled our kayaking trip this day because we went with we paid like a group to take us out. And there was like 3 tour guides, I suppose, but there's 25 of us. So I'm like, really, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
So they kept threatening to tow us back because we were struggling. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it myself.
Good for you.
Either way.
That's scary.
And I made it and I'm alive. But I do definitely think Lake Superior is dangerous. It's a dangerous lake.
Yeah, don't mess around on that one.
Yeah, because I was telling Monica that I want to go with my husband and do like a driving tour in October and go up north and go to some different places. And I thought, oh my gosh, Pictured Rocks, and do that one of those kayak trips. And probably October is not the best time.
No.
So, my whole family's up there. So you need anything or need helps with tours and what you do, you should, probably not kayaking.
Or like, I was going to say, like, if I'm in a kayak, can I call one of them to come save me?
They have pontoons. I mean, probably could. They would do it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was looking up this about haunted lighthouses, and there's so many. And so I found this one. Have you heard of it's pronounced Sichuan, and it's spelled like Seul Choi, Seulchoix. But it's pronounced Sichuan. In the true French, it's Seul Choix. But what it means is only choice. So what they figure is it was named by the fur traders, which way back when the fur traders were like Native Americans and the French fur traders traveling around in canoes up there because it's on the shores of Lake Michigan up above. Like, so if you're heading up and you cross the Mackinac Bridge and you hang a left and you head west, you're going to come to Schoolcraft County, and it's near Manistee. And, just like little tiny, just little fishing villages and things. The town it's in is called Gulliver. And apparently there's also a lot of homes in Gulliver that are haunted because they're right near like this Native American burial ground. And I think we talked about this before, how Michigan is just full of history. Those, and all kinds of stuff. So there's all kinds of haunted places around here. So this Sichuan lighthouse was built in like 1892, and it started its light service in 1895. So in the early 1900s, like 1902 to 1910, this one gentleman, Captain Joseph Willie Townsend, was the keeper there. And to this day, they say he haunts the lighthouse.
He died there?
He died there. He died in his bedroom, a locked bedroom. But they couldn't bury his body for like a few months. It was in the winter. So his body was kept there for a while. So they think maybe that's why his spirit lingers also.
Could be.
I don't know. But he was kept in the basement until he could be.
Right.
Until he could be
buried.
Well,
that's probably the cool spot. And you certainly don't want him upstairs.
Again.
It gets a little right.
Yeah. So they say that he can... like when you go there, that you can smell like his cigar smoke.
Yep.
That's kind of a lighthouse thing, right?
Kind of a lighthouse standard.
That's like a common,
All those old lighthouse keepers, I'm sure they all smoke cigars. But people have noted like furniture moving around and the table settings. And I didn't quite get this, but like the table settings would turn so like the way the forks are placed. Apparently, there's an American version, America, and then a British version. The Lighthouse Keepers now, because now it's like you can go take tours there and visit the lighthouse. They say that they will come back, and things were things are changed.
You know, can I interrupt for a second?
Absolutely.
So I wonder, I mean, you think about these lighthouse keepers, a lot of time, sometimes there was husband and wives or like couples, but a lot of time it was just single people. How boring and like, what do you do?
And lonely and
like,
desolate.
I wonder if that's why like their spirits stick around because it was just such a, like you said, lonely, desolate existence till they died. That
then they thought, we'll hang around liven this place up.
Yeah, I don't know. It just must be, and maybe even the energy there is just heavy because people would be there lonely with nothing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And I was like way back then, like the thing I was reading was saying, you know, it was just like this rocky point far away from pretty much everything. And so, yeah, they say that it was named that because that it means only choice. So like these fur traders, there was a raging storm in Lake Michigan, and that was the only place they could stay.
Oh.
So a bunch of fishing settlements sprung up around there. But really, I mean, what else would you do?
I mean, we've got nothing.
Yeah. So I would like to take some tours of some lighthouses now. I want to see the haunted ones. I remember when we were up, we looked, I can't remember which one we went to, and I'm like, yeah, this is exciting. It was one of those where it was like a house with like a little thing you could poke
Basically
your head
a guy
up
with a flashlight.
Yeah.
Use his cell phone.
So maybe I said Mike and I are going to go on a trip while Emily's down in Florida, and I want to see if he wants to do a little driving tour around Michigan, which will probably drive him insane, and he won't want to do that. But we could maybe visit a few haunted lighthouses, and I could get some more info. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to cancel my ticket, and Emily's going to head down to Disney and hang out for a week with her boyfriend and his family.
Without you.
Without me, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's her, you know, she's 17, almost 18.
I know.
She's a big girl now.
So before I came here today, I was kind of looking through stuff, and I found, oh my God, they had this thing that every now and then pops up on Facebook. You can scroll through like different places around the world, like McDonald's workers and things that they've had to deal with before. And then they had one today. It was like Disney World. And it had a list of things that some of the Disney World employees have had to deal with, some horrific.
Oh, my God.
Like people not buckling up on the rides and that sort of thing.
Oh, my God.
But my favorite was one that a friend actually shared this, so I had to look it up. And a random, and I'm using fake air quotes, a random woman dressed in Snow White was in the park one day, and she was totally fucking wasted, and she was dressed exactly like one of the Snow White characters you would see in the park. So you picture your kids see, Snow White.
Oh, my
Here's
God.
this woman who's trashed on her ass, drunk, just doing it for fun, and she's signing autographs and she's posing for pictures. So the Disney security staff comes to try to get her out. Well, when that doesn't work well, they have to literally call the police. So here are all these family watching Snow White, who is not going quietly. She's screaming, flying her legs up in the air. You see Snow White's underpants, which apparently were not Snow White. And this chick was just trashed out of her mind. So they finally get her out and apparently the staff had snapped a few photos, and it was, to this day, those photos are still hanging backstage at Disney World because these people, it was just like the funniest thing they'd ever
Probably
seen.
like the best day of their lives.
It was. That's what they're saying. It was like, you hate to see that happen to the guests, but oh my God, we loved it. This woman was just, could barely even stand up. But boy, when they went to haul her out, she was like, put up a fight like a bobcat.
Oh my God. I'm going to have to look up these pictures.
Yeah. Yeah. It was hysterical. So I would go to Disney World just to do that.
Who would you dress up as?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
You know what? I would probably do Snow White.
You would?
She's my favorite.
She's your favorite?
She's my favorite.
Why? Because she talks to the animals?
No, because she lived with 7 men.
Hey.
No,
Ew.
but she had to do housekeeping, so
yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
not.
Who would you be, Melanie?
I would be Aladdin.
You'd be Aladdin.
I don't know.
I was gonna go with it. I was just
Disney
flying
characters.
on a magic carpet's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a pretty cool choice.
I could grant wishes. I could. I don't know.
Well, Aladdin didn't grant wishes. The genie did. So, but
Aladdin. That's right. Never mind. Yeah, I would dress up like the genie.
There you go.
give myself 3 wishes.
I was gonna say Shrek, but that's not Disney.
Is it no, it's not affiliated, is it? I feel like Disney owns everything, so I get confused on what
I
they own and
know.
what
Kind
they
of
don't.
do.
All those
Yeah.
kids things.
Have you ever been?
I have. When I was a senior in high school, our band trip was to Nashville and then to Disney
Really?
and Universal.
How fun that must have been for you.
You know what? I heard that, Barb. I accept it. I accept it because it was a group of it. You know, I mean, I didn't realize it till now. But like, I didn't love anyone. I had a few of my best friends that were there, but like everyone else, I didn't really care
Gel
about or
with.
get along with. But
Yeah.
but the trip itself, like Bridget, my good friend Bridget from back in the day.
Bridget.
We went together and we walked around like Nashville. Like we were really cool.
Yeah.
Like
Nashville's a sweet city. Though. That's
we were
pretty cool.
17, couldn't get into bars, but we tried. But and then we went to Disney, and that was really fun. And they had a lot of rides that aren't there anymore. I was able to see those rides before they were taken away, so I think that was pretty cool. But I enjoyed it. But I like Melanie was saying earlier, really want to go see Harry Potter. And I've gotten the kids super interested in Harry Potter. We watched the films through twice now.
Oh.
And they have wands, and they love Harry Potter now. And so I'm trying to put a little bug in their head that we need to go to Harry Potter, and let's convince
One of the other
Dad to
stories
take us.
that I had read about the Disney World employees, one guy was talking about this little kid. He was wearing they said about $50 worth of Harry Potter merch, and he had the wand and all that. And of course, so you're down there. He's in front of what they have as Hogwarts down there or something. And he's, he's like 6 or 7, and he's moving his wand around and making up these fake words and casting spells on people. Well, this one woman who was ultra Christian decided to shield her family from this demon spewing child.
Oh
and
my
God.
God.
Oh God, he caused this huge fight. Literally, police came, had to separate these adults, fake air quotes, adults, because this one woman was thinking this kid was just pretending.
Wait, were they at?
Yes.
Where were they? They were in the Harry Potter area of.
Yeah.
And
Why?
she was.
Yeah.
And why the fuck?
Exactly. Why
If
the
you're
fuck would you
so,
be there?
you're so.
Oh yeah.
What a ridiculous.
Demon spewing. She referred to this sweet little kid who was just having fun as demon spewing and just wouldn't let it go.
Good Lord, people are insane. People are crazy.
Hate
I
people
had
sometimes.
a family member because I got into first my sister was like, you have to, you would love it. You have to, you have to. And I'm like, whatever. And, and I think the 3rd book had come out. And so that's when I started reading. So I like immediately just binge read all 3 books and then anxiously awaited the 4th. But I was talking to a certain family member or certain family members, and they're like, oh no, that's black magic stuff. And like, they were so against it. And
They don't, and they, the ones that were the most against it really know nothing about the movie or the plot of it or anything.
Right.
Yeah, they don't. I have no idea.
Yeah. They just think, it's, I
worked
don't even
with
know
a-
what they think.
I worked with a woman who was like that. She was like, well, I'm a Christian. And I'm like, well, so am I. But she's like, I would never let my children see that. And I'm like, well, what about it don't you like? Well, it's the dark and evil magic. I'm like, but Harry Potter, and they do good. And, and she just would not, in her mind, she'd never read the books.
Yeah.
Didn't know anything about it, but she would not listen to anybody else's viewpoint. I'm like, okay,
The most ignorant
good
people
Christian.
are also the most vocal.
Yeah. The ones who are
Right.
always, and I hate to say this, but so many times the people that stand up the most and scream, I am a good Christian. They're the first ones to talk about you behind your back,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
There's a lot to be said in that regard, but
Unfortunately, I've known many like that. It's very
Yeah.
sad, you know?
I think we all have, unfortunately. But
Yep.
you know what?
Yep.
You know what you know. You just go with it. You just let them
Exactly.
let them think what they want to think. You're not going to change their
You
minds,
will not,
unfortunately.
no.
So
Sometimes it's fun to make them mad, but other times it's easier just
True.
to walk away.
it's nice to push buttons sometimes.
We were sitting down at the pool the other day because my new place has a pool and I love it. We were sitting down there and there was a group of people. Usually there's almost nobody there, but there was a group of people down there, and they started talking politics.
Oh.
And I had to keep telling because he's like, oh, I'm going to say something. I'm like, no, you will not say anything. And just like, don't even get into it. Let them talk the way they want to talk. And we're not going to jump in or get into it. We're just chilling by the pool.
We're having a good afternoon.
Yeah.
Let's not
Let's leave it that
ruin
way.
Let's not rock the boat around here.
Kind of miss the days when there were always the things you learned from your mom and dad. Don't go to party and talk politics. Don't talk religion. And there was one other thing, and I can't remember what it was, but it was like politics and religion were the two main things. Just don't bring them up. Everybody has their own viewpoint. You're not going to change them.
Difference between cats and dogs. Is that the other one? Everyone
Yes.
will fight about that.
That's it.
Well, you guys, thanks for coming over today. I know you got to get going, so we are going to cut this one here. You guys, thanks so much for joining us.
Remember, there's always a seat for you at the bar.
Always. All right.
In fact, if I knock one of these girls out so you can sit by me, I will do that.
She will too.
I don't doubt that. It'll happen.
All right, you guys. Well, we will see you next time, and cheers.
Cheers.